In this short tutorial, we will demonstrate step by step how the MAI bias toolkits can be used for the finance use case on an open banking dataset. The goal of this video is to provide a clear and practical workflow for external users showing how to perform dataset level bias analysis in a simple and structured way. In this first video, we are focusing on dataset analysis only. The workflow shown here includes dataset loading, feature and protected attribute selection, and the execution of the toolkit modules used for dataset bias analysis. This helps users detect subgroup imbalance and identify early fairness risks before moving to model training or model evaluation. We will start by defining the name of analysis that we want to perform. In our case, it's the finance analysis. We are landing in the first page where we need to specify that we will use the no model option as we will not evaluate a trained model in this workflow. Next, we will define the domain that we are actually working. As we mentioned, it is the finance one. And after that, we need to select the way that we are going to choose the data loader. For our case, because we are working with a tabular CSV dataset, we're having a few choices available. Some of them are the Auto CSV loader, which automatically detects the structure of the dataset, including the numerical and categorical features, as well as the target variable. This simplifies the process for the user as no manual processing is required. While another option in our case is the Custom CSV loader, which explicitly defines the categorical and numerical features, the target variable, and the file structure. These provide, let's say, more control over the way that we will handle the dataset while we still keeping it, this process, quite straightforward. After doing also this, we are landing to the next page where we can see that we are able to define the protected characteristics that will be used for the fairness analysis. These attributes for which we want to examine whether the data behaves differently across the groups. The selection of the protected characteristics depends on the use case and data availability. In this example, we use attributes such as job, marital status, and education to explore potential disparities across different groups. After that, we are landing to the next page where we are able to select the type of analysis to perform on the dataset. Currently, we have two available modules. The first one is the augmentation report and refers actually in a module that helps us identify imbalances in the dataset across the selected groups. It also provides different augmentation strategies, allowing us to explore how the dataset could be rebalanced to improve fairness. While the second one is the sklearn audit. The specific module automatically trains a baseline model on the dataset and evaluates its performance across different subgroups. This allows us to understand how dataset imbalances may translate into biased predictions. Also, in this step, we can configure how the sklearn audit evaluates fairness across groups. We define how groups are going to be compared, select a simple baseline model such as the logistic regression, and set parameters like the minimum group size to ensure all groups are included. We also define a deviation threshold in order to allow the toolkit to automatically flag performance differences across groups that may indicate potential fairness issues. In this video, we will proceed with the augmentation report module. After that, we see the choices that we have made during the importing of the dataset via the dataset loader and the selected module, and we are ready to run our analysis. Here we can see how executions of previous times took place, and actually we are able to revisit results. This might take a few seconds. Results of previous running analysis. So here we can see that we have available the results of the augmentation module. So actually, going through the available charts, we can see that we have visualization of how different subgroups are formed by combining attributes such as education, job, marital status. Each one of these represents a subgroup, and its size reflects how many samples belong to that group. For example, subgroup such as students with tertiary education who are single, or housemates with primary education appear with very small proportion in the dataset, as seen in the outer segments of this pie chart. These very small groups may not provide enough data for the model to learn reliable patterns. So we could tell that this is one of our key insights after the inspection. To address these imbalances, the toolkit evaluates different augmentation strategies. This chart shows how dataset change when different augmentation strategies are applied compared to the original data. For example, some strategies like class and protected strategies fully rebalance the dataset by increasing the number of samples in underrepresented groups, such as certain combinations of job and education, but this requires adding a large amount of synthetic data. On the other hand, strategies like class make smaller adjustments, improving the representation of these groups while keeping the original class distribution the same. This allows us to see how each approach affects the dataset and help us choose a strategy that improves fairness without significantly distorting the data. Taking all of the previous findings and these strategies into account, we are able actually to decide in our next steps in order to move forward with the training of our machine learning model using the training datasets that we have in our availability.